Hello, and welcome to a look at Jumpman for the Commodore 64, a game that was released by Epyx. Jupiter Base is in trouble. It has been invaded by some aliens, which in by itself, of course, is rather unfortunate. But these aliens are the nastiest kind of aliens because they do all the naughty things that aliens tends to do, like complaining about the cook's food and calling the janitor names. Maybe I should stop embellishing. But whatever the case, their presence, of course, is undesirable. But on top of that, they have decided to place some bombs in various different locations of Jupiter base, and that is not a particular good thing for the health of the base, of course. So someone needs to go and remove a set of bombs, and Jumpman has been volunteered by someone. Or maybe he volunteered himself, whatever the case. He is the man of the hour who has to go around and remove all the bombs from the base. Bomb the base? No, never mind, copyright infringement. Careful, careful. You have to take charge of a Jumpman as he uses his super special spiffy ability of jetpacking, which is the explanation for his amazing jumps. They are described as being amazing, so they must be amazing jumps. Then you use to navigate the different levels, going from platform to platform, avoiding various different obstacles, and collecting the bombs. As you can see on the screen now, the brownish colored, not entirely round things are the bombs he has to pick up. And once all bombs has been picked up on a level, he will get a heroic jingle of epicness, and then move on to the next level. The obstacles that are present on the screen can be anything from robots just moving about willy-nilly, which are not much of a challenge to avoid, and shots being fired across the screen, which may or may not decide to change direction if they detect Jumpman on the same horizontal or vertical line. The unfortunate thing about those specific ones is the fact that once a shot has left a screen, or left the screen, it will re-enter from somewhere. And if you just happen to be right next to where it re-enters, you're going to lose a life in record time without having any chance to avoid that scenario. Let's cover the interface, even though the interface is incredibly self-explanatory, but it gives me something to do. Jumpmen is the amount of Jumpmen you have remaining. And underneath that you have your score, which of course is an indicator of how skilled you are at this game, or some such. Middle, you have the level you are currently on, and underneath that you have the player number, which is of some importance because you can play this game on 2 4 players. Top right at the bottom, top right at the bottom, you have the run speed, which is a unique mechanic that I will get back to later on. And then you have the bonus, which is the bonus points you get for picking up a bomb. Unlike certain other games, if the bonus runs out, nothing bad happens, you don't lose a life or anything. You just don't get any bonus for picking up the bombs. So if high score chasing is of certain importance, you definitely want to get to the bombs as quickly as you can. That out of the way, let's do the technical stuff, even though I'm a bit apprehensive about elderly titles like this particular one. But graphically, it's not exactly going to win any prizes for being particularly overly artistically impressive. But it's endearing in its own way, and it's acceptable, I think is such a good term to use. The sound effects are a mixed bag, I would say. Depends on the listener, of course, but I found some of them perfectly acceptable and certain of them incredibly annoying. It's run of the mill, I should be careful about saying, because of something that I will get back to. But nothing stands out particularly good or bad. What can I say? The music consists of jingles when certain things happen, and they are perfectly serviceable, and again, nothing special, but it is related to what I will come back to once doing a final thought thing, whatever. The controls are what you expect them to be: left, right, up, down will do those kind of things, and then the fire button is used to jump. Except for on certain levels, you are not using it to jump, you're using it to shoot, because then you can't jump instead. It's always good fun, I suppose. The controls by themselves are perfectly responsive, but maybe it's just me being garbage as after playing this game. That is not entirely impossible. But I found that Jumpman has a bad habit of wanting to double jump. And considering the fact that if you go 1 micromillimeter of a pixel of a platform, you are considered to be falling to your death. That can be rather not helpful. This game, as you have likely gathered, is a platform avoid obstacles and pick up objects kind of game, which is a game type that's been seen in an incredible amount of times. But, and that is the point I was going to come back to, this is a release from 1983, and that would make it one of the earlier Commodore 64 games released for that computer. So basically, prior to this game, these kind of mechanics had not been seen a gazillion times before. And that would make this particular title a pioneering game in that particular gameplay style. And one of the hardest things when playing these kind of old games is trying to remember how it felt when you saw these games for the first time even, and you had never played anything similar to it. Reimagining that excitement can be quite challenging, but it's worth remembering the fact that yes, this is definitely one of the first titles, and it's definitely also a title that was mimicked quite a few times later on. Of unique features are the 1-to-4 players, which is always nice to touch, but also the movement speed the run speed that I was trying to refer to. If you hit 1 to 8 on the keyboard, you will define the speed that your Jumpman is going to make use of in the next life or after clearing a level. A speed setting of 8 is incredibly snail pace slow, and a speed setting of 1 is incredibly uncontrollably, hey, what the heck is happening here? Fast. And if you are skilled enough at playing this game, I'm sure you can have a lot of fun blasting through the levels at record speed using that speed setting. It's a nice little touch, not exactly groundbreaking in modern days, but back then it most assuredly would have been. All in all, it's a classic game, what can I say? I don't love it, I don't hate it, I think it's perfectly okay. On that note, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.